Hello. We are live in Candlestick today. Wanted to do a little bit of coverage of the area and say hi to everybody. We are going to be walking around where Shannon walked. We have just came down and you can see quite a steep hill. It's very isolated, and even more isolated than I had originally thought, because it is down. So that was a kind of interesting, and just when you come somewhere and you're actually walking where they walk, it can be different than what our perception of it can be changed by actually physically being somewhere. And so we're just going to be walking and kind of looking at all the different aspects of the timeline of how where Shannon walked. Where did she go? And basically just trying to still bring awareness back to this case. This community has been wonderful. They have, there's so much coverage now from, NBC News to Associated Press, WFSA. It's just been amazing. And the support here for a 19-year-old case just goes to show how caring the people are. And everyone that I've met has just, been very supportive and backing this family, and through that myself, and gotten a lot of good handshakes or air hugs and some hugs because of COVID. And we're just really appreciative to the town of Prattville and the mayor for allowing us to have this event in spite of that. And we really want to make sure that we follow all of the protocols and be respectful of this town as we meet tomorrow at the vigil. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and let you guys see Candlestick that we've talked about on the podcast so much. And as soon as I get home, I'm going to put all of the recordings and videos together and put that on the podcast, Cold Truth. So here we go. This is Dodgers. And I'm not very good at this, so bear with me. First time using a selfie stick, I think that's what it's called. But we are getting ready to approach the pond. So as you can see, when you come in Candlestick, down the hill, then if you go right, you're gonna drive up to the pond. It's changed quite a bit. I've spoke a lot of how murder affects the community and the impact that it has on a neighborhood. and its people. And it's pretty evident when you come here, you know, the impact of that murder and the suspicious eyes, because the killer has still not been caught to this day. And where a fountain once was is no longer. And how sad that is, and just the impact that murder has on the people, the owners. It's so sad to me to all what the owners have had to go through, because it's something tangible that people can blame, but yet, you know, there's nothing that they could have done or done differently to prevent, you know, evil. Evil just is. And this would be Miss Mary's house. And then as you see, Shannon had, well, as on we're going back, I'll go over it again, but the path from Shannon's house to here. But as you can see, Miss Mary had a very good shot of the Halloween man's home, where she stopped and knocked and couldn't, they weren't home. And this is the spot where the walker was found. Right in here. And as you can see, it slopes down on a hill downwards. Very active in here today. Getting a lot of strange looks, which I can't blame them. We were going to have Cece with us today, but she has fallen and broke her arm, so she was unable to escort us around. Right, Haley. Yes, it does, you know, and that's, you can't help, you know, that's why everyone is so suspicious here. I would be too. I am in my own town with the murder, an unsolved murder of, a double murder of two young girls, 14 and 13, and it just changes the fabric of what you thought you knew. My town is very small and compared to here, and so having this big of a town and city be so invested in this, and just the outpouring has just been really cool to be able to be here and experience this instead of just talk about it on a podcast, but actually walk it and try to bring as much awareness. And I think we've all done, and I appreciate every single person in the Justice for Shannon page and group, because if it's not without you guys and just steadfastness, none of this would be happening. You know, there wouldn't be any media this year. It's 19 years, you know, but we all did that, and I'm thankful. Can you guys hear me okay? The sun is very bright, so it's hard to see the screen. As you can see, though, something you can't tell on Google Maps, which I love, but is the visibility from the Halloween man's. You're going up a hill, so you're not really seeing anything that happened in between Shannon Street and where her walker was found. Right, Veronica. Yes. You just can't let it go. Well, I'll tell you what, it is hot and humid. And this is only a day before Shannon went missing on August 16th of 2001. So today is August 15th. And according to the weather reports, it was very similar to what, it was actually a little bit hotter than today. I think today it's like 93-ish. Feels way hotter. Feels like it's about 120, to be honest. But I think then it was 98, the high of 98 that day. So this would have been the last place that Shannon was seen. And as you can see, I know I talked about it on the podcast, his home does, in fact, you would walk up and knock on their door on Dodgers because they live on Expos. But the thing that I didn't realize until coming here is that you can't see the Halloween man's house, nor Miss Mary's for that matter. Even if the trees were not overgrown, I'm pretty sure they didn't, they didn't build a hill. So visibility from there, they wouldn't have been able to see what happened in between this house and the one just down at the bottom of that hill, which is not very long. I'm kind of glad I'm doing this recording because it will be timed and I'm just kind of walking at a normal pace. There would have been one home in between Shannon's and I'm going to turn the camera. I don't want to put anyone on that doesn't want to be on. Someone's outside of the home she lived in. And I'm a little unsure of which home. He said it's changed some over the years. So yes, it would have been the home that we just passed here. That was Shannon's. Is this it? I'm not sure. Yeah, I just didn't want to film it because there's people outside. So I think this is it, actually. And these are all courts. A lot smaller than I thought. Everything is a lot closer together. And this area back in here is where on the very first episode, the interview with one of Shannon's friends, somewhere back in this area, maybe down, I think, to the left, was where the kids would play in the creek and slide down the big hill, which I think is even more left of where we are right now. And we're going to go ahead and pause, and I will be back live in just a little bit, probably about 5 to 10 minutes. tell your friends.